I'm here at the Solano College TV studio, joined by Leslie Monzo, Harneet Kaur, and Kylie Dickinson. And today we're going to talk about food regulations in the U.S. To start off our discussion, we'll be comparing U.S. policies in comparison of those to other nations. So to start off, I think that we all know, we've been told our whole lives that America is supposed to be the best country and the more advanced, and whenever we talk about other countries, it's kind of like demeaning, and those are the third world countries. But the reality is, as I've gotten older, I've realized that a lot of countries are more advanced in like their health, in medicine and technology, and in their food regulations. Because I know when I go to the grocery store and I pick up a package and I read the back, there's a bunch of ingredients that I don't even recognize, can't pronounce, and now you're just kind of freaking out. Like, what am I putting in my body? I don't know what this is. What am I eating? There's just so many added chemicals, and I feel like it shouldn't be the consumer's sole responsibility to worry about what we're putting in our bodies. I think that companies should have regulations and standards to, mass produce these foods that are feeding everybody. So, a Tilly distribution article published on the 22nd of March in 2023 said that Europe requires additives to be proven safe before they are approved, and they've even banned growth hormones and several chemical additives, which I think is definitely not what we're doing here.
Yeah, the U.S. has kind of like an opposite approach. They allow like any like chemicals like in the food just to make them like last longer, and like until they don't get called out. Like when they get called out, they remove it. So like it's just like harmful. Just be doing it just for the money, Like the U.S. allows like 10,000 additives, while Europe only allows like 400. Which is like crazy, like halfway.
And by that time, the harm is already done.
Yeah.
In comparison to the U.S., Japan uses like a positive list system. So like however many things that they do end up approving, which isn't a lot compared to like the U.S. obviously. They keep track of it by having the list, and if anything gets introduced to them that's like not on the list already, they automatically like disapprove of it, like say no, like it can't go on the market, they can't eat it. And then another thing that Japan does that I think is really cool is even after something gets approved, like and it goes on the market and like people are eating it and everything, they could just be like, okay, well that's over with, like now we don't have to worry about it. But instead they continue to research it even after people are eating it and stuff, like to make sure that like in the long term
that's
their
true,
people are going to be safe eating the product. So I feel like that's a really good idea, especially because like obviously the U.S. doesn't do anything like that. Like they barely regulate what they do approve and stuff, and like what does go into our food. So it's just like I feel like the fact that Japan uses like the opportunity and their resources to continue researching is good.
Yeah, so adding on to what Kylie said, I found an article written by Terra Nova that was published by ORF in 2025. Japan also emphasizes public engagement and transparency, and while consumers can access food safety information through websites and labeling schemes, schools promote this method by encouraging like a food education called shikoku. This term refers to a type of government mandated food education that encourages individuals to develop like healthy eating habits, food safety, don't eat too much junk food, and to appreciate like the culinary traditions, and combating unhealthy diets, especially towards children, because some children like develop obesity at a young age. And then another interesting fact I found, I heard that their food regulations limit the amount of artificial ingredients like food dyes, because I heard that they banned food dye to protect individuals from like long-term health risks. And I think this goes to show how Japan values like both marketing and public safety at the same time in order to protect consumers. And unlike the United States, because they're like more permissive, like they don't really care about like banning stuff unless if lots of people are having like the same problem, like like
The red 40.
the red 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And they just started kind of regulating that. I mean, like Cheetos just came out with their non-red 40. I think the brand is called Naked, like naked of all
Oh
dyes.
yeah.
So they just kind of look, like tan. They don't have any dyes on them,
Yeah.
but they taste exactly the same. I don't
Yeah,
know if you guys have
exactly.
tried them
I
yet.
want to try
No.
it so bad.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, I've had, I think so far they just have like the hot Cheetos, Cheeto Puffs, and then both the Dorito flavors, the Cool Ranch and the, what is it, nacho?
Nacho cheese.
Nacho
one.
cheese, yeah. And they all taste exactly the same. So it's like
Yeah.
you don't need the red dye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
it's
is-
just unnecessary. You're just doing it for
Mhm.
like marketing effects,
Yes.
basically, because
Yeah,
you know that people are
exactly.
gonna buy them because it's literally like neon red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I found this, like, I found out from Lay's, like, they stopped. They're like, oh, we're going to stop adding artificial ingredients. We're going to put natural ingredients because we care about you guys. So I was
Mhm.
like, okay, let me try the chips. Let me see is there any difference.
Mhm.
I tried it, and they taste exactly the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
They just removed the artificial dyes.
See, that's what,
Yeah.
it's like they're just holding out for no reason.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. It's easier. It costs less, I think, than obviously like the fake stuff that they're putting in it costs less
Yeah.
than like natural ingredients,
Yeah.
and then obviously like it costs less, you get more money. So I mean,
Yeah, and maybe like they should, like in Japan, you were saying, keep researching
Yeah.
the effects of these like non-dyed things, but they're just kind of putting them on the shelf.
yeah.
So maybe a few years, like on from now, we'll find out something else about the stuff that is supposed to be healthy, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
One crazy thing that I found, this article by the Environmental Working Group basically explains like the system that the US has when it comes to like food regulations and stuff. It's called the GRASS system.
Mhm.
It stands for genuinely recognized as safe. And it basically is like a loophole for companies to like label stuff that they're not really researching, or like they don't want the US to like find out that they're putting in their food.
Mhm.
They just mark it and like label it as grass, and then like nobody ever looks into it, so they're able to put that in our food.
Yeah.
And the way that grass is supposed to be used, it's supposed to be for like normal stuff like sugar and like I don't know, like vitamins and stuff like that. But nobody really looks into it, and like they don't want to spend the time to like look at every single ingredient and stuff. So like companies figured out that if they just label something as grass, like no one's gonna look into it, so they can just put whatever they want
Yeah.
inside of our food, and then no one's gonna question it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of an open, that shouldn't even exist.
Yeah, that
'Cause
shouldn't even be a thing.
It should be completely open to the public of what you're putting in the food that people are eating.
Yeah.
Why would you even make it a thing of like, oh yeah, and here's this special clause that says you don't have to say what you're feeding the people.
Yeah, I mean, the whole everything is literally just for money, because
Yeah.
people don't want to take the time to use natural, like good ingredients or stuff that's actually healthy for us, because they cost more,
Yeah.
or because it'll take more time
Mm-hmm.
to like add them or like research them and stuff like that. They don't want to do that, so they cut corners as much as they can because they want more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I did a little research on like Mexico and
Mhm.
like their farming practices, like the food regulations,
Mm-hmm.
and like they have banned, like according to like an article published in 2025, they have banned like over like 135 pesticides that the U.S. still uses, and like
Yeah.
that's important because like the food like it grows from the soil, so like we're
Mhm.
basically like eating like it's the chemicals like through the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Even when you think that you're eating like healthy stuff, whole foods, organic, this isn't
Yeah.
that, the pesticides are still
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill-
And then
you.
like Leslie was saying earlier, like it doesn't even have everything that it used to have inside of it, so it's like, what is
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
point?
so like they just use pesticides to just like to make the food last longer and just get money out of
I
it.
Yeah.
just think that's really weird that they're using pesticides.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's, because it's not just for the pests, it's also, and some of them also, have linked to, like, cause problems for women to get pregnant,
Yeah.
and nobody really tells you that when you're at the farmer's market and getting your fresh produce.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so I heard like two things. So like one is that every store, like every cafe, restaurant I go to, they always put these like reproductive harm warnings saying like, oh, if
I've seen that.
yeah, like, oh, if you eat this food, it can cause reproductive harm. And I feel like no one really cares about
Yeah.
that warning. I thought it was really interesting.
But it's like so normalized.
yeah,
That
Yeah.
and it's also like it's everywhere. Like, what am I gonna do? Just not eat?
Yeah.
yeah. And then I saw. Do you guys watch those like food horror like videos on TikTok? No.
The
No.
which ones?
I don't know. They're called food horror, but like there was a recent recall of a shrimp from Great Valley, like the Walmart shrimps. They got
Oh.
recalled for having like something for being like radioactive, which I thought that was
What?
really weird. Yeah, I was like I was like, why?
God.
I was like, how is a shrimp radioactive?
What the?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought that was like
That's
really
scary.
crazy. Yeah, and
Like
then-
frozen fish?
Like you know
The
those,
shrimp?
you know
The
like
shrimp
the
bag
Great
of shrimp.
Value, like
Yeah.
the Great Value
Yeah.
brand at Walmart, and like the bag of frozen shrimp that you can get, like those ones.
yes,
Bro.
yes, they got recalled for being radioactive. I thought that was
What?
crazy.
See, this is like it should be a wide known knowledge of what's going on, but no, they just kind of sweep it under the table.
Because no one really cares. I feel like not a lot of people take the time to really think about what am I putting inside my body or what am I feeding my
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I saw an ad in the it was like made in like 2007. There was like a peanut butter recall. I think it was like the Peter Pan brand. They were recalled for having salmonella, and then they put creepy music, and then they were like, oh, if you know someone that have died from eating contaminated peanut butter, call the lawyer
Oh,
attorney
it's
right
like
now.
one of those
They-
like
yeah,
They
Like-
should be reaching out to you.
yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was crazy.
yeah.
That's insane.
That creeped me out. I was like, oh my god, salmonella. And
See,
on
that's what
top
I'm
of that, the
saying.
music.
Like, it shouldn't just be on the consumer
Yeah.
responsibility because you're trusting these companies.
Yeah, they
But-
put these like exaggerated warnings on it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah, they should. All right, so now that we've compared the U.S. food policies to those of other nations, let's discuss the impact that highly processed foods have on the public health of America. So I found an article. It has a lot of information, so try and keep up, guys. So in an article written by John Sanford, published by Stanford Medicine on July 15th, 2025, a study found that a diet of highly processed foods increases the risk of death by heart disease by 66%, the risk of obesity by 55%, and sleep disorders by 41%.
Sleep disorders?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yep. I feel like we've always grown up being told, like, don't eat snacks before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I think it's because like obviously like when you're sleeping, your digestive system is like working slower.
Yeah.
So it's like when you eat like right before bed, that food's not actually getting like digested. It's
Yeah,
literally
exactly.
just sitting inside of your
Yeah.
stomach and like
Literally, yeah.
your intestines and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I know when I eat like sugary something
Yeah.
right before bed, you can't sleep. at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And like caffeine and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a step that would help like improve like public health would be to like ban or limit like commercials or advertisements of like junk food brands
Mhm.
because like children, like for instance, like when they view a commercial that contains like elements like humor, magic, cartoon characters, it can
Yeah.
influence the child to like ask their parents to buy the product, and this can then encourage unhealthy eating habits. Or like I've seen snacks that like collab with like movie stuff, like for example
Yeah.
like a Barbie Fairytopia movie, like
Oh,
they'd
yeah.
be adding like sparkles, and then they put a picture of Barbie, and then they write like flavor names. They change the flavor names to like sparkle berry flavored,
Yeah.
and I feel like children would be like, oh mom, can I get this like snack, it has Barbie on it, it has glitter, and then I feel like
It's
like
targeting
it's just
kids.
targeting kids.
Yeah. We've also, like, growing up with McDonald's, Happy Meals coming in with toys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found an article that supports like the claim. It was written by Monique Van Kent, which was published by KevinMD.com in 2023.
Mhm.
Children that are exposed to high levels of unhealthy food advertising medium like television and digital media, and in settings where they live and play.
Mhm.
Like when I go grocery shopping, I see snacks and cereals like Tony the Tiger for Frosted Flakes, Lucky
Mhm.
Charms, and the Pillsbury Doughboy.
He's cute.
Yeah, and I think that if those advertisements are like reduced, like they're like not broadcasted much, it can
Yeah.
help reduce children's exposure to promotional advertisements, and it can allow children to choose healthy and nutritious foods. Homemade foods cooked by like their family can help significantly with their diet.
Yeah, because that way you're also controlling what goes into your food.
Yeah, like all these chemicals like the US is using, like they could lead to like a lot of like high risks. Like based on an article like published by Time in 2025, like it says that many chemicals are problematic for and they disrupt the endocrine system. So like the thyroid, and like when you mess with the thyroid, like it's connected to like everything, the heart, the brain, the muscle, and the bone. So you're more likely to like get like more hormonal imbalances, like
Yeah.
hormonal diseases like PCOS or anything, honestly, you know, like
Yeah. It's also like, I know my family has struggled with something like that. My dad has had thyroid issues, and so he fluctuates a lot with weight because his thyroid gets inflamed, so it's like hard for him to eat. So then
Yeah.
he loses a bunch of weight, and then it calms down and stuff, and now he can eat everything he wants. But yeah, and obviously food is fuel, so then you get sick.
Yeah. The impact on public health that I decided to research was like food deserts. Basically, food deserts are areas where people have little to no access to like affordable, healthy, like not processed foods. This article by the Food Empowerment Project says that food deserts are most common in like low income or communities of color. These areas often have like fewer supermarkets, like no grocery stores, so like they get their main food from like convenience stores, like gas stations and
wow.
stuff, or literally just fast food. So they have almost no options to like healthy, organic, like actual food that's not
Yeah.
processed. And obviously, like when that happens, you know, obesity is really high, and like just overall like poor health. Like limiting food like that is really bad, especially like for low income people. Like
Yeah.
I feel like even if they did have the option to like have a grocery store, or like, you know, take public transportation out of town to go to a grocery store or something, if the food prices are still that high,
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to afford their groceries. So like they're still going to have to eat high processed foods because that's all that they can afford. So that's
And
like it's like a different whole
If there's
separate issue.
no grocery stores, and then you put one grocery store, I feel like it's gonna be like a Whole Foods or something that's
Yeah.
super expensive,
Yeah.
and it's still gonna be the same problem where it's not readily available, which is kind of the problem. Healthy foods, whole foods
Yeah.
should all be available to everybody, no matter, your demographic, your income.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like all those processed foods that like most low income like people like can only afford, they're like filled with like synthetic dyes like red 40 and like
Yeah.
yellow 5, which is found in candy and like chips, which has been linked to like hyperactivity and dementia for people.
Dementia?
Yeah,
That's
dementia.
crazy.
Like,
I didn't expect
for young
dementia.
Oh my
people.
gosh.
Like they did a study on nerds and they found that like it linked, you know.
That's crazy.
Wait, the little colorful bowls?
Yeah, the nerds.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I love nerds.
No, me too. I like
Me
what
three.
I like the gummy cluster ones, like the gummy ones. I
Those are
heard
the best.
I heard those
good.
like are like really like they literally cause cancer. Like
Oh
they're like
my
the,
God.
like
yeah,
the gummy
exactly.
part is so bad.
Yeah.
Guys.
And like they also be like injecting things into the cows, like it's called like recombinant bovine growth hormone to like increase the milk production. So like obviously like they get more milk out of the cow for
Yeah.
money, and like that's linked to like hormonal imbalances. and,
Yeah,
like,
my
cancer.
dad said something similar like that. He's like, you guys should not be eating like fast food, junk food. They're literally drugs for your brain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I
He's
thought
onto
he,
something.
Yeah,
No,
I thought
literally.
he was being dramatic. I was like, Dad, you're being dramatic. But now after doing all the research, I'm starting to realize he's right, because you don't know what they put in.
Yeah, that is true. Like the cows
Yeah.
and stuff, and even like the chickens and
Yeah.
Chicken.
like a healthy cow. I remember me learning about this in like high school, about how cows, you have to look for like grass fed
Yeah.
or like free range
Yeah.
chickens and stuff,
Yeah.
because the eggs are better quality and stuff, but then they're more expensive.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen like I'm like chronically online. Like I'm on TikTok so much, but I follow some people on TikTok that like are like butchers basically, and like they have like their own cows and stuff. Have you guys ever like seen what an actual like freshly butchered cow like looks like when they grind it up and stuff? It looks nothing like the ground beef that's inside our grocery stores. Like our ground beef, like you can get at like Walmart or like Rayleigh's, is like pink, and like there's like it's literally just one solid color, and it's like light pink, almost like a red. But the one that is like, you know, that I seen with like freshly butchered and stuff, like it's like a dark red, and like it's like marbled. Like you can see like the fat inside of it basically, but it's not like a lot. But it's like it's a completely different color, like different texture. Like it looks nothing. It looks nothing. This like doesn't look the same at all.
I don't know if you guys were here or there in class when Brian from our class
when he brought it. Yeah.
And we were all like, that looks nothing.
Yeah, that looked honestly, that's kind of what I was talking about. Like it looks completely different. That was so cool.
It looked kind of
that
dark.
He did that. I was like, I was surprised, but I was like, this looks nothing like. Like this looks completely different.
And that's like even, because he said what he brought in was dog food. Yeah. And it's already better quality than human food.
Yeah. I would eat that.
That's
like,
insane.
It literally looked. Yeah.
Okay, so knowing now how great an impact highly processed foods have on Americans, let's consider some steps for improvement. All right, so I think while the government is in serious need for reforming, there's some things that we can also do in our day-to-day lives to take control of our health. A Harvard article written by Joyce Henley, published on the 23rd of January this year, 2026, you can minimize your consumption of processed foods by comparing food labels to find less processed foods and also preparing meals at home, which is kind of, you know, the easiest thing that we can do. Just picking up some things and looking at whole ingredients, stuff that you can actually read and pronounce, and preparing your meals at home. That way you have control of what you're putting into your meals.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea, but like we were saying earlier, like why is that on the consumer in the first place? Like I feel like we shouldn't have to, because I know a lot of people like already don't like going to the grocery store, so like now I have to spend like an extra 30 minutes to an hour at a place I already don't want to be at to make sure that my country isn't poisoning me. Like that's just like nobody wants to do that. But I mean, obviously, like if you care about what you're putting in your body, you have to do something. So like, I think it's a good idea, but overall, like we shouldn't have to do that in the first place.
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah. So I found something like while researching like improvement stuff. I heard that there's this thing called FOPL, which stands for front of pack labeling, and it's a public health tool that is designed to help individuals who to make better and healthier food choices by displaying clear nutritional information that can be like easily understood on the package. Like, oh, this product has like this amount of stars, like it has good ratings. This product is like gluten free. This product is this free. It's free of these bad ingredients. Blah blah blah. Rather than the traditional food nutrition facts label, because they're difficult like to understand, because they wrote like a bunch of random numbers, random ingredients that we don't really know.
Like the labeling, like usually like when you read it, like you don't even know what that is. Like, like you're cooked. And like sometimes like if you do want to read it, if you do want to like look see what's up, like sometimes like the text is too small.
I just like I can't even see it, or it's like a million letters. And I'm literally like, what even does what does this mean?
Going back to the low-income community part, the FOPL can help them a lot because, as mentioned earlier, it can help them like understand easily about like simple nutrition facts and warning labels, and it can help them with like literacy barriers and which can allow them to make like reasoned decisions like really fast, because usually without that it would take forever for them to understand.
Going off of that, the article that I read by Eden Green Technology basically talks about what I was talking about earlier with like food deserts and stuff, like different things that we can do to help people in food deserts. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like this, but we can do tax incentives offered for like grocery stores to like, you know, put their products or put their stores in places that are known food deserts, so those people do have access to, you know, whole fresh foods. And then also like community supported like agriculture like funding, so like the people in those communities would be able to like obviously government funded like gardens, so they would have access to grow their own food. And then the last one that I found is increased funding for like public transportation, so like if they can't get access to fresh food in their own town, like they would have the option to take like public transportation to the nearest closest city and, you know, buy groceries there and be able to take it home.
Yeah, I feel like, oh, sorry, where are you at?
I was gonna say, like, you know how, like, most of the time people always choose, like, the processed foods, like the sweets, the chips, but I feel like we should get more used to, like, the natural food, like the fruits and stuff, because, like, in an article by Ohio State University, like, choosing, like, the fruits and vegetables, like, it has the natural color, so you won't get the artificial dyes, like Red 40 and stuff. You know, so it's just better for you and, like, just a better option for your health, you know, instead of the candy and the chips, like.
Yeah, I feel like that's easier said than done, especially because, like, our community, like, our world, basically, like, obviously other places, but the U.S. specifically, like, we're already so used to eating processed foods that, like, it's almost like, I feel like it would be like drugs. Like, if you were to take away processed food from us, like, I think it would literally be like withdrawals. Like, people would start being weird and stuff because our bodies are so used to already having processed food. So, like, if you took it away, it's like your body would literally go through withdrawal.
Well, don't worry, because the fruits still have the pesticides.
I know. At least we'll get something fake. Like,
hooray! You can't win.
No, it's really bad.
All right.
And, like, another thing I found is to, like, just get a healthier option. Choose healthier options. Like, support local, like, produce, farmers. Like, support those businesses because, like, they're probably, like, way better than what the government has. Like,
because they're, like, they're, like, real food.
And farmers markets, like, every week.
Yes.
Have you guys been to farmers markets?
I've been there a few times.
I haven't. I want to go so bad.
Yeah, it's cute.
My mom loves the farmers market.
Every city, like, even here, Fairfield has one once a week.
Yeah.
And it's downtown, and they have, like, vendors, like, even food vendors. I know I went one time, and they had, like, jewelry, and they had a lemonade truck, and sometimes they have other food, and taco truck. Tacos.
Like, those for, like, fans, like you do.
Oh, yeah. They have a bunch of cute stuff.
I noticed that, like, on the way here to Solano, like, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but there's, like, this little, like, farm, like, stand that these people own. Like, they literally grow, like, their own fruits and vegetables, and they have this little stand on the side of the road. And you can pull over and buy fruits and vegetables from them. And I feel like doing that and supporting small businesses will always be the better choice than supporting, like, big corporations that don't actually care about what you're eating. They don't care about how much money you're, like, you know, like, anything about you. They don't care about you at all. They literally just want your money. So I feel like buying from small businesses, like the person on the side of the road that's selling a bag of oranges for $2 is always the better choice.
I've always seen, like, places, like, when I go to Marshall's, there's, like, a hamburger stand or, like, strawberries, someone selling strawberries and oranges. Not much people buy them, and they just walk out. Like, they just walk by them. They're like, oh, strawberries, and they're like, bye.
But then they'll go buy strawberries later that day at freaking Rayleigh's. So it's like, what's the point?
Genuinely, I don't get it.
Definitely have to check out, because it's also, like, a fun outing to go to.
I think it's cute. I want to go to the farmers market so bad. It seems so fun.
Weekend activities every weekend.
And, like, honestly, I it's kind of, for me, I don't really like going to the farmers market much, like, because, like, it's usually during on hot days, and I just get irritated really fast, and I'm just like, I want to go home.
Just get in, drive through farmers market.
No, literally.
Get your bag of oranges and go.
And leave.
People should be, like, more performative. Like, you can do all that. Like, take care of your health. Be more performative.
You can walk around with your matcha.
Exactly.
That's true.
The farmer's market.
With your fresh
That
oranges.
got her interested.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we sure hope that you have enjoyed our podcast on food regulations in the U.S. As we compared policies of other nations, the impacts on public health, and how we can improve. Once again, I'm your moderator, Jimena Pantoja. I'm joined by Leslie Monzo, Harneet Kaur, and Kylie Dickinson.